gonna get drunk and then harass a bunch of women, and then my friend's gonna ban me, is what happened to Mang0 and Ludwig. Yo, welcome back to the Wacky Show. Today we're gonna be talking about Ludwig and Mang0. Now, before we get into the synopsis of the mission, we gotta do the rundown. Now, you already know about Ludwig. I've covered him quite a few times on this amazing channel that you should subscribe to, and make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment and make sure you got the bells on. But like I was saying, from time to time, I have talked about Ludwig on this channel, and his synopsis is pretty much the same. For the most part, he streams on Twitch and he'll do like random challenges or just events or things of that nature, such as like letting his subscribers or followers, whatever you want to call them on Twitch, viewers, that's the word I was looking for. I don't know why that was so difficult, but nonetheless, he'll let the viewers like just pick out a bunch of random stuff for him to buy on Amazon, or he'll challenge somebody to like a 1v1 or just random shit like that. And like I said, when he's not doing that, he's just streaming. All right, boom, now that we got his lore out of the way, we can move on to Mr. Mang0. He's pretty much just a Smash competitive player, at least he was until he got banned from just about almost every event ever and his team dropped him. Boom, now that we got his lore out of the way, we can get into the wacky. Y'all remembering the fact that I said Ludwig likes to host these tournaments and events and things of that nature because that's going to be very relevant like right now. Ludwig was hosting one of his tournaments / events, and it was called Burio Kart, and just from the name alone, y'all can pretty much tell how self-explanatory it is. But for the people with literally zero brain cells, I'll explain anyways. It's just a big ass event. Well, I wouldn't say big ass event, depending on, you know, what you're comparing it to. It's not like a Kai Senat level event, but it definitely is pretty huge for an event nonetheless. But to keep the P pushing, it was an event made by Ludwig, like I said, and the whole point of it was to basically just have fun, have some streamers together, and just, you know, get drunk and play fucking Mario Kart and dilly dally or whatever the fuck goes on at a Burio Kart Cup tournament thing. I went back and watched the, you know, more tame parts of the stream. If y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all understand why I'm saying it like that. But I went back and watched the more tame parts with Mang0 not doing weird, wacky acts. And it's exactly what I thought it'd be. A bunch of grown streamers playing Mario Kart and drinking alcohol. I'm not gonna lie, the way I just said that made me seem like I was the all-knowing, all-omnipotent, better than everybody fucking enlightened one, but I'm definitely not. That just is straight up what they were doing. It was just a bunch of adults drinking alcohol and playing Mario Kart. I'd say sounds like a good time, but I don't drink, so I digress. Y'all know the Smash player I was talking about, right? He just manages to get super fucking drunk. And I'm pretty sure y'all are wondering, well, I mean, you know, that's fine that he was super fucking drunk. Ludwig was there and he was there to manage it. It was his event. So, I mean, obviously, he, you know, he managed it before it became a problem.
Bro, are you fucking kidding me right now? Do you really think if there was nothing wrong, I'd be making a video on this right now?
But again, I digress. He obviously didn't fucking help in this situation at all. And here's some clips to just straight up prove it.
Hey everybody! Mang0 just blew up 132!
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Not sure what y'all thought I meant when I said he wasn't helping. I mean that in a literal sense. He was actually making the problem worse. Mang0's over here blowing some of the craziest numbers ever, and then Ludwig says something at one point, if I'm not mistaken, he's like, oh, I've seen him drunker than this, which obviously if you have 2 ears lets you put 2 and 2 together that Ludwig has seen Mang0 way more drunk than this, if not way more, at least more minimum. So it really begs the question, why the fuck would you bring Mang0 to an event that, you know, heavily incentivizes drinking when you know he's just wacky with it, and not wacky good, wacky bad?
Oh Josh, you're being so mean to Mr. Mang0. He did nothing wrong. He got a little rowdy and a little drunk.
Said the Miku ever. But you know, this is all fine and dandy, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really hurt anybody until he starts doing stuff like this.
See, we're not drunk, guys. Yeah, we're not drunk. But Mang0, on the other hand, no. He's humping toes. No.
End the stream.
Yeah, like I don't even know what to fucking say to this. Like, why is he just randomly humping stuff around the room behind girls, mind you? Let me correct myself. They're not like little G's. They're not like little girls or nothing. But like, yeah, that doesn't make it any better. That's like saying, bruh, I didn't rob this little kid. I robbed this old lady. Like, bro, either way, you still rob somebody. It's not good either way. Now, I'm almost 110% positive y'all know just about all of this. But this is my channel, and I'm gonna upload pretty much whatever the fuck I want when I want, so I'm gonna talk about it anyways, plus I found it interesting. And then if you pair that with Ludwig's terrible fucking response, I don't know, it was almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, and I don't even know about a camel for real. I think they be storing water and they hump. That's probably like about it though. But after word gets out, and if I'm not mistaken, even some articles end up getting published. Well, obviously besides Dextero, that don't count. They post an article on damn near anything that happened. But yeah, after all this happens, Ludwig ends up making his response, and it's almost one of just the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Especially with the context of just knowing what he did and what he was encouraging, and just overall how he was acting that night, that Mang0 was doing the heinous acts ever. Like he was trying to get into the Sinister Six or something. Yeah, like I was saying, just with all the context provided and everything, it just makes his response, Ludwig being his, it just makes his response even worse. Now, I already know from the videos I've made about Ludwig, or when he's just come up randomly as a shot fired in a video, that he's been on a steady decline in my opinion. Like I'm almost positive off camera he's probably like one of the most nicest, genuine dudes ever, probably, maybe. But I know for a fact on YouTube and like Twitch and just the internet in general, he just is a straight spineless loser. Like he'll do something or say something, and as soon as he even gets a modicum, I think that's how you say it, or is it modicum? Doesn't really matter. But as soon as he gets even a little bit of flack for it, he immediately just changes his opinion. Case in point, when he was making a mogul mail, when he actually did those, if I'm not mistaken, he stopped doing them for a long fucking time, if not indefinitely, but that's besides the point. When he was making his mogul mail videos, Hassan Piker, one of his best jolly good friends, was you know, one of the topics. If I'm not mistaken, it's when Hassan made the most brain dead take he could possibly try to make ever, and say that streaming is harder than a typical 9 to 5. And Ludwig obviously talked about that in his mogul mail, and if I'm not mistaken, his mogul mails were just like a bunch of different topics. It wasn't anything like specific, like one type of topic for the video. And y'all are wondering why I'm even bringing that part up. Y'all gonna see in a minute. To keep the peep pushing, Hassan seen this and wasn't very happy, so much so to the point where one of Hassan's chatters or viewers, again, whatever the fuck you want to call them, goes over to Ludwig's chat and basically like kind of confronts him about it. If I can find the clip, I'll put it up, but it's genuinely not that important. Plus I don't want to get too off topic, but nonetheless, my point still stands that Ludwig will pretty much do anything to appease everybody. And for obvious reasons, if I haven't thrown up the clip of him, you know, explaining himself and talking about what happened, I'll throw it up now.
I'm no longer inviting Mang0 to Mogul Moves events. Cause like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like the whole point of an event is like, it's a fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing.
And if I already threw it up, then now I just look stupid. But to keep the P pushing, now y'all see why I'm kind of upset about this. Y'all might have been seen had I included the clip earlier, but that's besides the point. It's just the fact that he tries to come across like he just never knew what was happening. Like this came out of thin air, like he was just gone or something and wasn't able to see Mang0 performing these heinous acts. But in fact, it was quite the opposite. Bro was there the entire time, giving him a push towards the edge like he was David's fucking Chrome Doctor. Well, actually, even then, that's still not a fair comparison, because even the Chrome Doctor told him to stop at some point. Ludwig even went as far as to, like I said, you know, do the breathalyzers and tell him to get those numbers up when he blew a 0.35 or whatever it was. I think it was like a 0.32.
Let's up those numbers!
Long story short, a 0.3 is like 4 or 5 times the fucking legal amount. Put that into perspective, Mang0 didn't even know what happened that night to him. So that's, like I said, just to put into perspective exactly how drunk he was. And then here comes his best friend Ludwig, because apparently they've been friends for like 5 or 8 years. I know, major gap, but I gotta cover myself just in case. But yeah, friends for that many fucking years, and then he just is outright banned. Now y'all have all seen the clips of Mang0 humping the everything, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like Mang0 did zero wrong and Ludwig is all to blame for everything and he's just the evil one ever. But dude, like, come on, you're sitting here and you're trying to take this high horse, you're trying to act like, you know, you're the all-knowing, all-omnipotent one. And it's not even like I disagree with a lot of the stuff he was saying, because a lot of it, you know, is just straight up the truth. You know, events are supposed to be fun, people aren't supposed to feel unsafe or just uncomfortable or disrespected or whatever the case may be. The part I genuinely have a problem with is the fact that he's not taking any type of accountability. You sit here, you host this wacky ass event where the main thing about it is to basically just get intoxicated. You then invite your known alcoholic friend to the event where you know he's going to get absolutely fucked. And then you ban him when he gets absolutely fucked and starts doing wacky stuff. That's a whole nother thing in and of itself. I don't know anybody that really gets that drunk and starts humping things. That's some wacky ass shit Mang0's got going on. But even then, for Ludwig to not even, you know, try to apologize for just fucking everything up. Now, I'm not saying that Mang0 wouldn't have got this drunk without Ludwig. I'm just saying that, again, Ludwig definitely did not help. And it doesn't seem like he gives a fuck that he didn't help.
In this world, we can only control the things we can control, and I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me.
No, I don't want to be the stop the video too soon soldier or nothing, but immediately he's just saying nothing. He's saying that he can't control his reputation. He can't control how people feel about him, which is just not true. Like, maybe to a certain extent, yeah, but for the most part, depending on what you do, people will view you differently. I didn't think that this was such a really hard thing to comprehend, especially for someone who's like, what, 29? I guarantee had he owned up at any point in time, people would have not hated him as much.
Like, I think genuinely, there's a perception of Mang0 that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming in a month or whenever it is.
I'm not sure this point has anything to do with anything. Like, just because people won't be in his stream doesn't mean that people don't care.
And I know that because I speak to Mang0, because I am still friends with him, and I banned him from my events because I felt I had to, because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend Maya are in my room at 2 a.m. telling me that they felt really uncomfortable at my own event. So
by far, this has got to be one of the most idiotic things I think I've ever heard come out of anybody's mouth, let alone Ludwig's. I felt like I had to ban him because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend are telling me that they're uncomfortable at 2 a.m. If I can find it, there's a clip of Tech Tones because everybody and their mom jumped in on this crazy hot drama when it was hot, but I'll put in the clip of Tech Tones saying it because he said it best.
You know what's crazy, Ludwig? How you would need your friends for them to tell you that they were uncomfortable. You couldn't even notice? Do you know how retarded you have to be to need someone to tell you that?
But if it takes that much for you to realize that you should probably ban this guy from events like this, then you're just not smart. Like, anybody with literally 2 of their, 5 senses can tell that that's just not a good situation for anyone to be in. It really shouldn't even take anybody to come up to you and be like, hey, this guy made me uncomfortable, for you to realize that that was even happening in the first place. Again, especially with him egging him on and shit, like, how do you not know? At certain points in the stream, Ludwig even like commented like, what is Mang0 doing as he's humping stuff? That right there should let you know that he knows exactly what's going on, and he knows that that's just not something you should be doing at a public partying event.
I think a lot of people want me to take accountability. I think I said my piece on it. And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that.
This part makes me almost infuriated. I say almost because at the end of the day, it's literally just internet stuff. It doesn't matter. But it's like he just tries to sweep this shit under the rug like it's just nothing. Hey man, say man, if people don't like me, people don't like me. You know, I can't control that, man. We just gotta keep moving on at the end of the day. Like, bro, are you not gonna comment on the fact that you literally egged him on? Like, it doesn't even seem like he's the least bit kind of remorseful. Again, I'm not saying that, you know, this is all Ludwig's fault and Mang0 is completely innocent, because he's not. I, just like everybody else, just want Ludwig to at the very least admit and just, you know, acknowledge the fact that he wasn't any help and actively made the situation worse. I don't know if I included this, but even at one point, Ludwig says that he doesn't know why Mang0 was banned and not him instead, but he can't ban himself. That just seems like a whole load of barnacles and damage control. Overall, just a bad situation, and it doesn't make Ludwig look any better. But that's truthfully all I got time for. I'm not about to waste y'all time any longer talking about this loser or the alcoholic maniac. Anyways, I seen y'all laughing while y'all was drinking y'all Japanese soda, Capsule soda. Damn, I'm salty as fuck. You sure I can't have no soda? Anyway, since you was laughing and I seen you laughing, you might as well make that big red button, a big gray button, sub to the channel. That way you can stay up to date with the newest shit. Other than that, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye bye. What's good? Welcome back to the special outro. Hope you enjoyed the video. I assume you did since you made it to the special outro. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, don't even think about disliking the video, bro. But if you want more of me, more wacky, you know I'm on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/JoshVHS. I think I'm gonna try to set up like the multi-streaming shits. That way when I stream on Twitch, it could just like broadcast to YouTube too. My fault, I just got super sidetracked. Other than that, the full unedited collab will be out in a couple days, I imagine. I still have to put the clips together and then render them out and then find a way to send them to Matthew, because it'll be a fucking gigantic file, no doubt. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the collab. You know, let's get a W Josh for doing the collab before 2026 and before GTA 6. As for the Amari vlog, I don't know when that'll be. I don't plan on doing any vlogs anytime soon, if I'm being quite honest. I'm not really a vlogger. I'm more of a, you know, commentator and a gamer. Dear God. But yeah, for the most part, I'd just be in the house streaming or editing a video. I don't really be going out much because there's really not shit to do. So the vlogs usually come pause whenever I just feel like doing them. Other than that, I'm thinking about streaming maybe Friday. For whoever's watching to the end of the wacky little outro, let me know if Friday sound like a cool day for everybody. And if y'all could comment some like suggested times, because y'all be telling me that when I stream it's too fucking late, preferably EST. Oh yeah, my phone is like still completely damn cracked. I don't know, y'all said y'all wanted life updates, so there's one of them. Also, my apartment roof is now leaking. Other than that, no real announcements. We had quite a bit today, actually. Thank you, Blazers, for your time, and remember to let it rip.